Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. The stock market is open. It is Friday, so you already know we are trading options, reviewing our plays from this week, reviewing some of the plays that we threw out during the week and into the next couple of weeks. And we're taking a look at things, right? And we have a lot of news coming up. We have a big week coming next week. As you guys probably already know, we have FOMC coming up. We have rate decisions. A lot of the odds are pointing to 95% or so chance that we're going to get at least a 25 bip cut, and then another 5% chance that we might get 2 rate cuts. I highly doubt we get 2 rate cuts, but odds are saying as of right now that we're going to get a rate cut next week. So what does that mean for me? Well, that means I'm probably going to be a little bit more cash heavy than I usually would be. Of course, I have some longer dated plays out there now that'll weather the storm either way, but I want to keep some cash on hand in the event that we get a sell-off from this. That is going to be coming on September 17th on Wednesday. We should get an announcement, and we'll see. Like I said, as of right now, it's looking like we might get our first rate cut, which is good for Robinhood. It's good if you have margin in the account. It's good if you're looking to get loans. It's great for a lot of things, but we'll see how the market takes it. Obviously, it's already priced in at some point, but you just never know. It depends on the marks. So big news for the week. So how are we playing it? As of right now, we have about $22,000 worth of cash on hand right now. And we have a bunch of plays. But first things first, full transparency as always. Let's take a look at what's happened since we made the last video on this. I believe it was, on Monday or so? So let's jump up to, I think, September 8th, I want to say. Yeah. So September 8th, it looks like I ended up selling a MSTR play for 10.10. We got a $400 credit for that. So not too bad return on our capital there. And a really good, I'm just going to let that sit for right now. I think Bitcoin is going to have a nice run over the next couple of weeks. And so I wanted to play into that. And MSTR has been absolutely beat down. And so I also wanted to play a risk reward on that. So $400, we got paid for that option. We transferred in another $1,000. I'm looking at probably transferring another $1,000 here soon. Just depends. The market's so frothy right now, so I like having money that's not in the IRA so that I can get in and out of things. And so I'll just continue to take profits, may sell some Hood shares, and then take some of the profits and put it into this. But we need to max out the IRA, and we need to do it before the end of the year, so we'll get that done. We bought back some Hood puts for $7, sold some MSTX puts. These are really, really long dated. The risk reward I really liked here. We sold that at a really low delta. We got paid $900 in credit, but keep in mind, this is all the way into December, right? So December 19th. If we go to view, let me see if I could just view this position here. Right now, we're up about $100 on the play as of right now. The delta is sitting at 0.07. And again, we got paid $900 for that, but it's a set it and forget it play, right? Kind of like the TSLL plays. Those are out on the table. They're just chilling, and we got paid the credit now. Of course, if we end up closing at 50, 60, 70%, we'll do that. But another play that I wanted to make going to the end of the year. Salt, it's a leverage position again. We sold some puts at the 19 for $150. We sold some Hood puts for $195. We sold some MSTX puts for $325 that were for today. Or it's for the 19th of next week. So those ones are looking really good. We'll check those out. And then we ended up buying to close those ETH puts. And we booked, I want to say $300 on this one. Yeah, we booked $300 on this one, closed it out for the minimum. And that's why we have some cash available of the $22,000 or so. I tried to sell some Hood puts on a dip earlier today when it was around 114. I got a fill in the regular brokerage account, but I did not get a fill here. So I ended up canceling that. And we're just chilling. So where are we sitting in the account? $172,000 in the account as of right now. It's crazy to me that we just keep bumping up each and every single week. I know that we're selling puts. I know that they're slowly but surely printing, but it's just wild to see this balance given where we were at the start of the year. And that we just stay consistent, and we surpassed and we beat our $35,000 annual goal that we set back in December of last year, which is absolutely wild, which means we hit our balance goal, we hit our options income goal, and we're just hitting every single goal that we set. And so that means, of course, we have to move the goal line. You guys know me, I always push towards the end. And we're going to showcase it all here like we do each and every single week. Some weeks will be great, some weeks will be bad. Luckily, as of late, we've had a lot better good weeks than we have bad weeks. So we'll just continue to ride that wave. And of course, if you're here and you're watching the content, don't forget to subscribe. It's crazy to me that like 60 to 70% of the people that watch my videos don't even subscribe. So don't forget to hit the sub button. All right. So for the week, we're up $2,656. For the month, we are up 3.5% at $5,700. And year to date, we're up $39,000, almost $40,000 or 30% year to date. 1 year, we are now up to 70% or 71,000. And then all time over the last 2.5 years, we're up 105% or 88,377. And we are just pushing. Buying power sitting at the 22,000. I don't see any good opportunities today. The only real red ones that I'm looking at today are Rivian and Hood. Amazon maybe a little bit, but it's just not. I would rather get that closer to the 205 range if I can get there. So that's where we're sitting on those. I'm chilling on the buying power now, and I want to have some buying power going into next week because we already have a lot of long dated options. Contribution sitting at 300 for the year, 4,000 left to go until we max that out. And here's where we're sitting on all of our open positions. So we have call puts. What is happening here? Let me just do this by timed expiration. There we go. They're a little screwed up. There we go. All right, so here's where we're sitting, right? So we have the MSTX puts that are going to be expiring today. Those are at the 16 strike. We are up $70 on those. We will let those expire worthless. I don't want to pay the 0.05 to close those out. We'll probably look at maybe selling those again on Monday. TSL puts at the 10. Tesla went absolutely berserk this week. It broke a huge resistance point and is running like no other. So that one's trading at like $3.94 or something, and TSL is trading almost at $17, which if you have that, congratulations. Absolutely wild. We have it on the put side, and so the puts are printing. So these ones printed, we'll let those expire worth. That's another $5,000 there. And so we'll have some really good buying power. And then everything else is into next week. The MSTX puts were up 135 on. The Hood puts were up 103 on. The Salt puts were up 126 on. I'm sorry, we're 60 on the Hood puts. And then Connell, we're up 54 on those one. MSTX puts long for 919 are up 72. The MSTR put that we sold for a month out is up 178. We're right, $20 I guess up on the MSTX puts at 11. Theta is going to decay that away over time. And I just don't see MSTX coming down to 11. It's possible, but we're going to need to see a sub $100,000 Bitcoin to see that. TSLL, these are the ones I'm talking about. With this massive run, we have the $8 puts up $1,130. So we're kind of getting to the point where maybe it's worth taking some profit. We sold these back in July. We're up 75% on the option, $1,130. And so, yeah, I'm kind of looking at closing them out. But at the same time, it's like the reason why I sold them is because I wanted to own TSLL at 8. So on that end, it's like, let's just ride it all the way and hopefully we get assigned at the 8. So we're chilling on that. The TSLs, again, we sold back on, what was this, 7.7 we sold these? Yeah, 7.7. We're up 70% on these or $660. So those ones are absolutely printing. And then you guys know we keep it super simple. We don't have a whole lot here. Just QQQ, Amazon, Hood, and Tesla. Geez, look at that Hood, 175%. Wish I had more shares, but you know, sometimes you will and deal, and that's how it goes. So hopefully we can get some new shares if we ever have a pullback. May look at selling some longer dated options on Hood. So that's full transparency. Everything we have in the account up $88,000 since we started this portfolio back about 2.5 years ago, and we keep grinding. So here's the data. Here's the numbers. Every single trade we made this entire year. No smoke in the mirrors. Every single trade we've ever made this year. How does the data look though for right now? Well, September, we're sitting at 2,800 already. We started this balance this month at $167,000. We're obviously sitting at about $172,000. We've made $1,000 worth of deposits this month. I'm going to do a minimum of $1,000 this month. I want to try to do, if I do 2 and then 1, then we're obviously maxed out by the end of the year. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't want to suck too much out of my brokerage account just because I like having it in the taxable in case I want to, go on a vacation or buy something or whatever. So that's what we're doing, but we'll hit the max like we do every single year. We don't mess around with that. So $35,375 total, and we've showed every single play. And that's how much we've made so far in the IRA. We pay zero taxes on that because it's an IRA. And that's why I've been trading a lot in the IRAs as of late. I traded about, $250,000, $260,000 in IRAs. Everything else is just set and forget it. But I like to trade options on about, $250,000 just so I can help increase my IRAs. So that's where we're sitting on those, averaging about $4,000 a month. Let's look at the data for the year. Hopefully you guys look at this too, because this kind of just gives you a base case every week when you go to attack your numbers and what you're looking at. 37 weeks into the year so far, my average weekly income on this portfolio is 956. Average capital in use is 137,000. We're returning about 0.69 percent each and every single week. We have weeks left, or I'm sorry, 15 weeks left in the year. If we were to SPY and chill, meaning if we were to just put all of our money in SPY at the start of the year and did nothing else, which sometimes is a better strategy, we would have returned ourselves about 11.78%, which means we'd be sitting at about $145,000 in the account as of right now. Now, of course, you guys know we beat SPY by $26,000, and that just tells you that SPY and chill sometimes is a way, and sometimes you can beat it. So that's where we're sitting for now. Here's where all the money's come from. MSTX is the put printer. TSLL, we've been willing and dealing. Hood has been making its way up on the leaderboard as of late, and then just the rest is history. You guys know we just will and deal a little bit here and there. I want to get that ETH to position to a 4-figure number. That's something that I'm going to be working on. And then the rest is history. So 32,570 probably, yeah, it's just insane to see. But let's come down here. Base case this month put us to 3,014. We're $214 away from that 2 weeks into the month. And we hit our goal. So we hit our options goal that we set at the first of the year at 34,509. We hit the potential balance goal of 159,000. And now I've got to go back to the table and I've got to think, what can I do? Because it's just crazy when you set these goals at the base case. Obviously, we're just going to push towards a 3% base case goal now instead of the 2% base case. And so I'll have to look at the figures and see what we're going to have to do to get there. But the next goal that I have set is 175,000. That's what I'm pushing for. We have 3,000 left to go to hit that. And we're just going to keep rocking and rolling each and every single week. We have we're 80% of the way since we set the new goal at 175,000. And I think, obviously if we're averaging, 900s or so a week, each and every single week, should be able to get it done in 3 weeks or so. So Q3 sitting at 12,926, which sets a new all-time record for us. Now keep in mind, I have some long dated options in here. So these numbers can move around a little bit, but we're not stopping here. We're only 12 days into the month, and we're just going to continue to push. Average at 11,791 each quarter. And so if we were to hit the average in Q4, we're talking $47,000 worth of options income. I mean, if you're not trading options, you should look into it. It's worth your time. I promise you. Look through some of my old videos. It's worth figuring out. And even if you trade at super, super low deltas and you get way less of a return, it's worth your time. I promise you, it has completely changed my life. I'm coming up on $400,000 made over the last 3 years. So it's just crazy. You got to do it. So anyways, appreciate everybody as always. Enjoy next week. It's going to be absolutely wild with FOMC. I hope we get a rate cut. It means less paying for margin. It means potentially some help in the housing market. It means maybe lower interest rates if you're somebody that is using the bank's money to get cars or whatever. It's going to be a crazy week, so hopefully we get a rate cut. And of course, I will be tuning in with you on Monday to do the small account series. Another all-time high. We did a 3-for-3 win again this week. We're going to do it again next week, and we're just going to keep pushing that sucker up and to the right as we push the goal on that. So don't forget to tune in on Monday. But appreciate everybody as always. Don't forget to drop a like, happy investing, and we'll catch you next time.